Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of To Whom It May Concern. We are renewing this series for another episode, seeing how last episode I said we were canceling. Just so we let everyone know, that's going to be a recurring thing for this whole podcast. We're going to
We
cancel
just
it, and
ruined the
then we're going to
joke.
renew it.
By saying
Shut
that,
up.
we just ruined the joke.
Shut up. We're just going to assume that after it takes off in after I don't know, 100 episodes or something, that there's not even
100 episodes. We're gonna have to do this 100 times before it takes off.
Possibly.
We're gonna have to do this 100 times before we get one view.
One view. No. Here's the thing. Episode 1 has been doing pretty good. I've been promoting it well. Or at least as well as I can.
Will is our entire management team. He's our director, producer, promotion, manager, everything.
Meanwhile, Steven's just
I'm just here. I'm just free content.
Can I go ahead and tell you something right off the bat?
What?
Last episode, remember how we tried to have the high five?
Oh yeah, and we
Well,
couldn't figure it out
basically-
because I wasn't accounting for the fact that there was a delay. Because I'm
No.
an idiot.
The delay. No, here's the thing. You were saying it right the entire time. We had correct several times, but it didn't register for me.
Yeah,
that
because
it
of the
was on
delay.
point. Furthermore, both of our perspectives made our hands go this way, so it didn't even come together. So we're not going to try
Yeah.
any more stuff like that.
We're not gonna
So
suffer for like half an hour trying to get that to work.
That was like the last 15 minutes of the entire episode of us just doing it. And
Basically.
we did it successful several times, but I'm like, no, let's do it again.
I was like, man, that looked good. He was like, no. Because on my end it was looking correct, but it wasn't registering on the actual recording because of the delay of the video getting sent. You gotta realize we're doing this over the internet, so there's like a few seconds of delay.
Well, of course we're doing it over the internet, and the internet, as we all know, has a few flaws. So, especially in this Zoom call type thing. It's not exactly Zoom, but
it's
you
the
know,
same
internet
general idea.
connections,
Sending video and
all
audio
that.
back and forth between multiple people over the internet. That's, yeah.
And to be fair, this program that I am using, which you can probably see the watermark either above me or Steven, it does make it, somewhat like easy to do everything. We might as well make us a sponsorship of this,
Just ask them to sponsor us.
basically, because I don't know what else I'm going to use to produce these episodes.
Watch as this one comes out with a premium version that only lets us do a minute and a half at a time.
I tried to export it, and then it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you can only export like a minute of this. If you want the rest, you're gonna have to pay us about, well, let's say $39.99 a month, which I think we
A
can
month.
all agree is, yeah.
That's a lot. For reference, the Nintendo Switch Online membership, which is basically the online service for my Nintendo Switch, costs $20 a year. Like,
By
for
the way, for those who don't know
year.
what Nintendo is a video game company.
I don't think our viewers are idiots.
That's what you said the last episode. So now you're
I was specifying which particular Mario Kart game we were talking about.
no,
I wasn't-
last episode you said
I
for those who
wasn't-
don't know what Nintendo is.
I wasn't making the claim that people didn't know what a video game was.
Can we just roll back? Can we just roll back to when you
Roll
said
back
that?
the footage.
Yeah, we need to do that. Because I remember, and also you said, what was the other thing you said? You also said, for those who don't know, pilots are the ones who fly the airplane.
I honestly don't even remember what I said at this
That's
point.
what you said. You said, for those who don't know what a pilot is, in case you're like 4 years old, a pilot is the person who flies the airplane.
Yeah, don't say.
That's what you said last episode, verbatim. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna have to go. I actually didn't watch the whole thing after you sent it to me because I started watching it and then I got bored.
You
'Cause it
do
was-
so little for this whole content. You don't even watch the content. Like,
I'm just here to make the content. I'm literally being held against my will. Did I mention that I'm not getting paid for this? This is just
Did
free
I
labor
mention
right here,
that neither am I, since this is generating nothing?
except for cringe.
Four subscribers is not going to be enough for monetization,
Do we have?
unfortunately.
Wait, do people like subscribe to a podcast?
Yeah, that's what they do. For a podcast they love, they subscribe to it so they can watch more episodes. Which,
So we
if you're
have
watching right now,
four
definitely
people.
subscribe and leave a like and share this with your friends. Because as we all know, you have them. We're not going to
Yes,
insult you like last episode.
I'm the only person who's allowed to not have friends.
What do you mean by that? You only one allowed to not have friends. Everyone else, if they don't have a friend, then execute them. Because
Yes,
everyone
exactly.
needs to have a friend. This guy over here, he's the only one who's allowed to have a friend.
Exactly.
No.
No, you
He's the
wait.
only one allowed to not have a friend. He's the only
Yes,
one
that's right.
allowed to be lonely. If you're an introvert, who cares? You still need to have friends because he said so.
Yeah, I am the final authority on everything, you see.
Honestly, if Steven turned out to be a dictator for a country, what would that even look like?
The country would probably collapse within like 24 hours, if
I feel
that.
like I feel like if you made your own country, it would collapse before it began.
Yes, probably. Anyway, let's get to the main meat of the discussion. What Will suggested based on what I was doing prior to recording this, what our topic of
Yes.
discussion would be today.
So before we sat down to record, he was watching a movie.
I was.
Are you gonna say what the movie is?
Okay, well, you didn't ask the question. The movie I was watching was none other than The Hunger Games. Now, for those of you who don't know,
That's gonna be a staple of this podcast.
it's gonna become one of
Okay.
it's gonna become one of our recurring things. For the Who channel, it was we're gonna get copyrighted. For this, it's for those of you who don't know.
For those of you who don't know, taking in oxygen is when you breathe in and the air around you enters your lungs, which is able to create. I don't even know what it does.
Your lungs extract the oxygen from the air, basically. Something
In
like that.
case
I
you
don't
didn't
know.
know that and needed explanation,
I failed science. Okay, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, neither could I. I was explaining it and I was like,
Anyway,
what exactly happens again? I don't remember.
for those of
I'm
you
not
who
taking
don't
any
know,
science classes this semester.
The Hunger Games, as a movie in particular, is based off of a book by the same name.
Right.
And I have read the book multiple times. Love the book, honestly. This was actually my first time fully seeing the movie, like seeing the whole movie. So yeah. For those of you who don't, I'm gonna stop saying that. In my personal opinion, movies that are based off of books just don't really work that well if you've read the book. I'm not saying that's a bad movie, because it's honestly a good movie if you haven't read the book. But when you have read the book and you have the context of that, you kind of already know how the book goes. And then when you watch the movie, it just kind of feels wrong because the movie doesn't really follow the book.
What do you mean it feels wrong?
It's like, okay, so like, you know how I don't really know a good example to give of this.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is if you read the book, there's no point in watching the movie because you know how it's going to turn out already.
Well, it's not that. It's like the movie and the book are different. It's just the book, because of the way books work and because of the way that a movie can't go on for like 40 hours, you have to remove some content and generalize
Right.
some things to make the movie work. And it takes a lot away from the original story that was in the book. So when you've read the book and you know the original story, like with all of the content that it had, watching the movie and seeing like only the parts that got put in the movie can be a little bit, I don't really know how to describe it.
Basically, they simplify some
Yeah, they
plot points
simplify a lot.
and some characters in order to make a movie out of it. Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah, that's just my main
yeah.
opinion on like movies that are based off of books. I'm not saying the movie's bad. It's just I've read the book,
Right.
and that's the problem. You would probably like anyone who hasn't read the book would probably enjoy the movie. It's a good movie, but when you have read the book, it just kind of takes some of the enjoyment out of watching the movie.
Yeah, that's a common thing I've heard people say. Like the movie's not as good as the books. Like
Yeah.
that's a common thing.
It's
Um,
common because of, like I said, the way they have to make movies. They have to cut out a lot in order to, make a movie that's of a reasonable length.
right, right. Now, as for Hunger Games, what do you think of like the plot of the Hunger Games story to begin with? Like,
Well, if we're talking
it,
about like the original story from the book, I mean, I
well,
like it
we can talk
honestly.
about that or the movie because here's the thing: I'm
Well,
not really a big book person. I'm more of a movie person.
I can
So
tell. I mean, what?
yeah, I don't like to read as much as it's like
I don't read as much anymore, but I still do like it. So like, if I like, have just some time when I sit down and say, "Hey, I'm going to read a book today." Like, I like reading. I just don't do it that much.
I'm not a big fan of reading. I'd say the only thing I really read. Sometimes I'll read manga. Like I think I got some right here.
Manga,
Like Naruto. Like Naruto's really good.
of course.
That's like the only thing I
It's a
brought an
graphic
example of.
novel. That doesn't count.
What are you talking about? It's words on a page. How does that not count as reading?
It's pictures,
Yeah,
bro.
and words.
Yeah, the words are
Okay?
just what the characters are saying. You're basically watching a movie, but on paper.
I'm basically reading storyboards. But it's still
Yeah.
telling a story. It's still telling a story. So
I just like,
that's
I
still
mean, yeah, you are
communicating.
technically reading, but I mean, it doesn't really count as like a book, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
see that's a common argument that a lot of people have. Like, is manga literature?
Are you saying that I'm not special?
No, I'm saying that you're you're having a
Not
case.
not unoriginal. I'm unoriginal for saying
No,
that.
no, 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 no. You're building a case against manga not being literature.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not literature. I'm just saying, like, it's not the same as a full blown novel.
This reminds me, and
It's not the
you're gonna
same
have
thing.
this reminds me of a scene from a video game, and you're gonna have no idea what I'm talking about. But in Doki Doki Literature Club, there's two
I've
characters.
actually heard
One of
of
them,
that. I've never played it, but I have heard of it.
there's these two characters. One of them is a manga lover, and the other just likes to read like basic books, like novels. And they're having an argument. It's like one of them saying manga is literature, the other one saying no, it's not. So that's what I felt like for a second.
And we started to talk about one thing, and then decided, you know what? We're just gonna steer off onto this completely different thing.
Yeah.
And we're
But here's the thing.
returning
Here's
to
the
the
thing.
returning to the first episode from
I'm
what's
not
up to terrorism.
exactly. I'm not exactly done with talking about Hunger Games yet, because there is one other thing I wanted to talk about. Uh, while I haven't really read the book, nor have I. Okay, here's the thing. I started reading the book. Like I think I read like the first few chapters, and then I just never read it. And
I mean, the
I've never
main
seen
the main part of the story is in like the last half.
I've never seen the movie, but I know the story beats. Like I know about. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I know all the main stuff that happens.
What if we just put up like a big spoiler warning? This video contains
I don't feel
spoilers.
like editing these in post production. I just feel like putting these out there, so I'm not even going to bother with
Spoiler
that.
warning. This video may contain spoilers for the Hunger Games.
No,
Watch
we're not.
at your
We're
own
not going to
risk.
get into spoilers. But yeah, uh,
Okay.
but the thing I do know about Hunger Games is Minecraft adapted like the idea of Hunger Games and basically
Oh
made
yeah,
like
like
a
the
mini game.
genre of Minecraft multiplayer. Yeah, I've seen those, and
Yeah,
I used to like those. I never really like participate in any, but I used to like watching those. Where
I remember
basically a
on.
reenactment of the
Sorry,
concept of the Hunger Games within Minecraft, and it actually is a concept that works really well.
right. And it's so good that on Minecraft Xbox 360 and Xbox One edition, they even had an official like multiplayer thing
Oh,
where
that would have been cool. They didn't have that on the Wii U version where I played
oh yeah, I forgot
back
the
in the
Wii
day.
U.
Actually, the first time I ever played Minecraft was on Pocket Edition, and then I graduated to the Wii U.
Pocket Edition, bruh. I remember the Pocket Edition.
You remember the very old Pocket Edition back when there was no redstone? Back when we had to use a nether reactor?
Oh yeah, the Nether reaction. I was about to bring that up. I didn't even know what
Yeah.
it did. I just thought it looked cool.
I didn't even figure
And
out how it worked until I Googled it.
and I had a cousin who he showed me how to duplicate diamonds through a glitch, which I imagine there were several ways of doing that back then,
Yeah.
because I imagine it was probably very broken. The Pocket Edition, you could glitch out and like get more diamonds very
Yeah.
easily.
I remember back when the Pocket Edition didn't have anything. Like back when it was in the very early stages. You got to realize this was back when I was like 6 years old. I was born in 2005, so that would have been like only a year after the game first came out.
Yeah, I was fact checking in my head. I thought the
Fact
Pocket
checking.
Edition, yeah, but I thought the Pocket Edition came out like years later, like
It probably did,
2000,
honestly, because
twenty ten.
it was originally a PC game. So yeah, it was back in like the very early days of Pocket Edition, back when it was like it had just come out. It didn't have it definitely there was no Bedrock or anything like that.
No, I think there was Bedrock. I think there's always been Bedrock.
No,
Um,
they didn't make Bedrock a thing until like hold on, now I got to go Google it.
I also remember the very first Pocket Edition trailer they had for the app where they were like they really emphasized the fact that it was in your pocket on your phone, just like
Basically.
Minecraft
I
in
mean,
your
it's called
pocket.
Pocket Edition for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. But I just remember it. I don't even know why.
So the original version of Bedrock for the Xbox came out in 2011.
Hmm. Yeah, I always thought that Bedrock was just part of it since the
Yeah,
beginning,
that
or at
was
the
for the
very least,
Xbox. I don't think it actually came out for other other platforms until much later, because that was the Xbox version. So I don't know, a little bit of history for you.
all right. Yeah, Minecraft. We can spend this entire podcast talking about Minecraft because
If we really
Minecraft
started
was
to
a
get like in depth about game mechanics and stuff, we could make several episodes about that.
right. Last episode was we briefly touched on Mario Kart. I think that was still the very first game I played, but definitely the game that I played the most out of all of like my childhood
Yeah,
was definitely Minecraft.
Mario Kart was how I got introduced to Nintendo, because back in the day we got a Wii, and it was like the one of the bundles that came with Mario Kart Wii. And after we got that, I played that game a lot, and so did the other people in my family. But
I think I can't exactly remember whether I got the Wii first and that was my introduction, or if I got my I was about to say Naruto,
you got your Naruto.
or whether I got my Nintendo DS first, and that's how I got introduced to Nintendo. And on
Yeah,
that Nintendo DS, I got Super Mario Brothers, which
I
was
just
a
know that the Wii
physical.
was the first Nintendo console that I had. My mom actually had an original NES and a Game Boy Advance
Oh
back in the
wow!
day, but the Wii was the first Nintendo console that I like knew about and was able to play on. So that was my
Right,
introduction to Nintendo,
right.
and that was
um,
before I had like my old kid's tablet or anything. We were just getting started at that point.
yeah. But back to Minecraft. I remember I I got an Xbox 360. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna have to retrace my steps through back when I really knew about Minecraft because I'm pretty sure the earliest that I really knew about Minecraft was like possibly back in like third grade.
I don't remember when I knew about it, but one of the earliest memories I have of it was we were like I was with a large portion of my extended family on my dad's side. Like my grandmother on my dad's side was there. one of my uncles, and one of my cousins on that side of the family. And I remember seeing one of my cousins was playing Minecraft on her phone, and I was like, "Oh, that looks really cool." And then it was basically my dad trying to figure out how to get Minecraft on the tablet that I had at the time.
Right.
So
And
that was kind of my introduction. And I remember like a scene of like the first time I found out about that was we were actually at the Cheesecake Factory. I don't know if you know where that is because you live up in Leeds or used to live up in Leeds, but
I know where the Cheesecake Factory is. I know what it is, but I don't think I've ever been to one.
yeah. So there's one like down kind of to the south. It's like on 280 somewhere. Um, but I was we were kind of out there, and it was like a super busy day, just super crowded outside. It was one of those days where like people are waiting outside the restaurant to get in. You know how
Oh wow.
at bigger restaurants, like really busy places, you got to realize the Cheesecake Factory is a huge name. It's very popular, so
I imagine so, yeah.
yeah, it was one of those things where like people were waiting outside, so we were just kind of standing outside waiting to get in, and my cousin was just playing Minecraft on their phone. So that was kind of where I first like saw it and found out about it, stuff like that.
I'd say my first real introduction to Minecraft was I was on YouTube, and I think I was at my grandma's house. I was just on YouTube, like scrolling through wherever, and somehow, some way, I stumbled across a Minecraft video. And and to this
Yes.
day, I still remember what it was. It was a cops and robbers video. That was another popular game on Minecraft, cops and robbers, where you're basically put in prison and you have to escape prison. And then there's like a guard who like kills you if you try to escape.
Right. That seems like a pretty standard concept.
Right. And I remember the YouTuber too, Sky's Minecraft. He was the first Minecraft YouTuber I
Oh
watched.
yeah. People make jokes about because my nickname that I go by online a lot is Sky, and so people
Oh,
joke about me being Sky does Minecraft.
yeah. Now, let's talk about this without addressing what's happening with him nowadays. If you don't
I
know,
have no
then
idea what's happening with him nowadays because I've literally never watched him.
you should stay that way. So, for the purpose of this video, let's just pretend that nothing bad is happening with him.
Okay.
But yeah, I really loved his content, and I think I just kept watching it, and then there was another Minecraft YouTuber who basically introduced me to the Xbox edition of Minecraft, and I think that
And
YouTuber
you're like,
was
oh, I have an Xbox.
here's the thing. I saw the video on it was from a YouTuber called Stampy Longhead.
Oh, I know him. I used to watch
Yeah,
him all the time.
yeah. He's the
The
other YouTuber.
Yeah, I watched like a couple hundred episodes of his Lovely World series back in the day,
Right. So
and then
basically I had two Minecraft YouTubers that I listened to or that I watched. I had Sammy Longhead, which I was comfortable playing like in front of my parents because it was like whatever.
yeah,
And then there's the other ones that were better played behind closed doors. Let's put it like that. Uh, and then yeah, after that, that's when I got Xbox 360, and I also got Minecraft with that. So that's when I started playing
yeah.
Minecraft.
For Stampy Longhead, there was a very brief period back in the day when I actually waited every week for a new episode to come out.
I think I did too. Like I don't remember exactly when I was watching. It was definitely back when L for Lee was still part of it because I knew at some point
Yeah,
he left.
yeah. I honestly don't know the history of the other people, and like even my dad remembers that one. Like if you ask him, he'll tell you that I used to watch that. He describes him as the high pitched British guy.
I,
That's all my dad knows about it.
I I would attempt to do his voice, but I don't know.
I'm not even gonna try.
It might sound like the worst thing possible, the worst thing in the world, but I'm gonna try. Hello. What did you say in the beginning of this
It
again?
says, "Hello, this is."
Oh
Wait,
yeah.
now I gotta
Hello.
remember. It's been years, man.
No, I remember now. It's like Hello, this is Steppy, and welcome to a Minecraft
Yeah,
video
that's it.
inside of Steppy's lovely world. Good morning, whoever's at the. I forgot.
Yeah, whoever's on that day.
I
Yeah,
remember
he
too.
also did. You were talking about the Minecraft Hunger Games earlier. He also did a good few of those.
Oh yeah, like on maps too, of other
Yeah, they
people
played
made.
like custom maps and stuff.
Yeah. Did you question? So you were a fan, right?
I
Did you
I, I don't know if I
ever?
would say a fan, but I just kind of I
You
guess I
said you
was
were
kind of.
watching hundreds of his videos.
Okay, that was back in the day. Okay, I guess at that point I probably was a fan.
Yeah, I'm talking past tense right here. But yeah,
Past it.
since,
Okay.
since you were a fan back then, did you ever try to get added to his lovely garden? Because every
No,
episode he,
I never did try to do that.
I tried. I don't remember exactly what I did, but I remember like I'm gonna do something that's gonna impress him so much. He's gonna
I
put me in
probably
that lovely
Because
garden.
that like isn't it like didn't the people that went in there were like the people that sent him art and stuff?
Yeah, whoever did something for him, whether it was like fan art or wherever,
Yeah. See, that's the
like
thing is like I didn't have a way to like do anything like that. Like I didn't have a way, so that's why I never did that. So no, I am not in the garden.
and I don't think I am either.
We're both just left out. It kind of makes me wonder, like talking about this now, it kind of makes me wonder if he still makes those videos or if he's like
I
moved
think
on
he
from that.
does. I don't remember the last time I checked in, but I think he does.
Yeah, because I remember like the last time I actually like saw an episode of that, he was in like the 600s somewhere of on like in the series. So I don't know where it is now, and with like all the new updates and stuff that have been happening, I don't know how that old world has fared. Because you got to realize he started back on the Xbox 360, and that version, the 360, is still legacy console. It didn't get updated with the new Bedrock edition.
Right. Uh, and that's another thing about Minecraft. Do you feel that it's become too complicated over the years
Not
with
really.
all
I
these
wouldn't say too
updates?
complicated. I do feel that it's taken a bit of a weird direction from what it used to be, which probably has a lot to do with Microsoft now owning it, owning the company. But I don't think it's really gotten too complicated per se. There were a couple of updates that I really liked, like the aquatic update was really nice. The village and pillage was amazing. Um, there were a couple of updates that weren't so great, like caves and cliffs. Like, what did that add? And also
Yeah,
one
yeah,
point
the
one
cave
point
update.
nineteen recently, 1.19 recently because of how controversial it's been with like the chat reporting system and all that. I actually haven't played Minecraft since 1.19 came out, so
Yeah, recently I've just kind of been playing Minecraft again on Xbox, and I've just been getting onto it whenever I just have a break in my day, and I have this world that I like do. So I mainly just mine in there. I just
yeah,
I have a strip mine that goes down into like diamond level, and I like build in like a square, and I just build in circles over and over.
in
Like I get
circles. This is a game of squares. How are you building in circles? Well, we lost him.
I'm leaving.
We lost.
Episodes. I'm done.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Looks like I'm on my own now. I'm gonna be running this channel single-handedly from now on. Will can't actually hear what I'm saying right now, so. Oh yeah, I was just talking like so much trash about you, Will. I was saying such terrible things while you couldn't hear. I told the viewers the truth.
Good for you.
I'm gonna let you figure out what that means.
All right, so we're nearing a half hour into this podcast, and
It's time to pick up a random object.
we
That's what we did
could, or
last
we
time.
we could do that, or we could just continue talking about Minecraft. I think, yeah,
This
I
is
think
gonna be this is just gonna be the Minecraft episode.
I do want to have variety. and what we talk
This
about.
is the
So
variety show, after all.
we bring much variety in how many times we can make you cringe.
Yes.
How
In
about
how many
that?
ways we can make you cringe.
Basically. Let me just grab over here. I don't even care what I grab.
What
This is
is
the
that?
case for my headphones.
Oh, cool. What is there to
Beats.
talk about with headphones? Oh, something I was thinking about at the beginning when we started. I was noticing, just looking at our two videos.
I have a bunch
Um,
of trash over here, by the way. So
I
I
was
need
just
to clean.
noticing,
I
looking
need
at
to
our two
clean my room.
videos, my headphones are massive compared to yours. Like you, I can barely even tell that you have headphones on. Like if you look, you can see them. But with me, like it's kind of obvious.
Right.
But I like these headphones, to be honest. They cost me like $20 and they work just fine.
Yeah, they look cool.
Yeah, they're like gaming headphones, but not really. They're like an off brand. I can show you the brand name here. I don't know if it's on that side.
Uh, it's blurry, so
Well, my camera's blurry, so
wah wah.
I don't have a good camera. That should be like my next investment, an actual good camera.
It should. It should. But for the time being,
I can't say that your Apple MacBook camera is any better. I went on a
well,
whole rant about why I don't like Apple last episode, so I'm not going to do that again.
I mean, if we want to, we can have a competition and have people down in the comments say whose camera is better. So if you
Yours
want,
probably, but that's just because mine is recording in 720p and is also like 40 years old. Not literally. It's probably like it's probably several years old though.
right? uh, yeah. So I guess that object didn't really announce it much.
Hey guys, talking
Hold on.
about cameras. Yes, a very nice water bottle you got there.
My second one as well. I think I went through half of one before we started, and this is my second one right here. So I'm
I
going the
have
rest of this
I have a
Thursday.
singular Zaxby's cup, and it's about a quarter, no, 3/4 of the way empty.
Oh yeah, before I went to dinner tonight, and I got Captain D's.
Captain D's.
They got some good chicken and fries.
Captain
And that,
D's.
I don't like seafood. I've never had seafood from them, but their chicken is good.
Captain D's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run Will off the show. I'm gonna make it impossible for him to survive here. Little does he know this is just my ultimate plan to take over the show. I'm gonna steal all the viewers and all the money. I'm gonna take everything from him. I'm gonna find out. What was I saying? Will is the greatest producer of all time.
While I was
and-
gone, I grabbed another water bottle. So,
Cool.
um, yeah, I'm just
I-
gonna
I
show
was-
y'all.
I was just saying
This
nice
is, this is
things
my
about you.
desk right here.
Oh, hey, the Dorito
Look at
bowl.
this atrocity. Like,
I mean, I have things that look worse, probably. But I don't want to move my camera because I feel like I might mess it up again.
as soon as you move it, it just like explodes. Just like,
Yes.
okay, let me just move it. Boom. Just boom.
Basically.
There was one thing I was thinking about that I wanted to talk about. See, I think what I need to do is I need to have a list of like random things I think about, like random discussion
Basically, yeah.
starters.
There's like, as you're going throughout your day, like, just randomly think of something and you'd be like, oh, that's a good idea. We could talk about that on To Whom It May Concern. And you just write it down. And then you just come home with a list and you're like, okay, so I have this list of random topics that we can just discuss at randomly.
Another possibility that I've been thinking about also is we could take quizzes, like take quiz, and like talk about the questions and stuff. But I feel like that might be a little too complicated, and like we wouldn't even be able to include it because I'm not gonna go through the trouble of trying to screen record and like put it together or anything. Uh,
I
maybe in the
imagine
future.
I
Maybe
imagine
in the
screen
future we'll.
recording is not fun on that MacBook.
Maybe in the future we'll try something like that. But as of right now, we're
Maybe
just stuck right here.
we're just stuck with our two ugly faces.
Basically. Well, your face is beautiful.
No, my face looks worse than yours. You know I'm right.
That's not true, baby.
What?
No. I gotta stop.
I didn't even hear what you said.
Probably for the best. It probably turned out
Oh
really
boy.
bad
The
audio-wise.
viewers heard, and now they're laughing at the fact that I'm completely oblivious.
Well, that is if they stayed long enough.
If we have any viewers at this point.
Yeah. At this point, yeah. Okay. Here's one thing. Here's one thing I've been doing. Let me go ahead and talk about how I've been trying to promote this. How I promoted episode 1.
Promotion
I
check.
started.
This has turned into this has gone from podcast to business meeting.
And I just realized as I was about to talk, there's another discussion to be had. But yeah, I started a Twitter account, and what I'm doing, I'm just following as much people as I possibly can. Because if I follow enough people, then even if I don't do anything, I'll get followers back. And that will hopefully translate to. Because the only tweets I make are advertising episodes.
Create a Twitter account for the sole purpose of promoting our cringe.
Exactly. However, I am not going to be one of those people. I refuse to be one of those people who like enter the DMs that people be like, "Hey, check out my podcast." Like, I'm not gonna turn to that because that's
don't go to that level.
Because that's such a cheap way to promote something. Like, I see it so many times where people try to promote their music. Like,
yeah,
it's so bad.
I actually had a friend from work try to promote a podcast that he was making that way. He basically just DM'd me and was like, "Hey, come check out my podcast." And to be fair, it was someone that I knew from work, but still.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Even if our growth is slow, I'd much rather build an audience organically, or at least as organic as I can. But I don't think the Twitter thing has been really successful at the moment, because I feel like the most success that my promoting has been doing has been on Snapchat, because since I'm in college, a feature on Snapchat is you can list like what college you go to and like what year you're in.
I think Discord has a feature like that too, but I've never been able to get it to work.
Yeah, Discord has something like that too. But I haven't really gone into Discord much. I've only really went to a couple of self-promote channels and some Discord servers, but I could look into that. But yeah, on Snapchat, and that automatically put me into a group chat with all the other freshmen in college. So there's like a group chat, but not a group, a group of stories that you can add to.
Yeah,
So,
you mentioned that last time where I was like, "There's an entire Snapchat just for your college."
yeah, so that's where I've sent my a YouTube link to the first episode, and that's where I think the best success has been, because I've talked to some
So are you
people
just like
at college.
are you just putting these out on YouTube? Like you're not and I know there's certain sites that do like actual podcasts, like Spotify, for example, I know does podcasts or something like that. I don't know how to
I could put this on Spotify.
Yeah, I don't know how to I don't know how to I know we have the video and stuff that wouldn't really work for audio only, but like I don't know how to do any of that. So
Right. Again, let me deal with everything, and then you're just here as the
yeah. Like I said, Will's doing all the work. I'm just here.
You're just here. Yes.
I'm just appearing on camera for content. Will's doing all the work.
Yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So basically on that Snapchat story, I'm just adding my a YouTube link to this. And I'm also adding a YouTube link on my own Snapchat stories. So that's something else too. And I've seen the most results that way, so I'm just going to keep doing that. And also, I've figured out a schedule. The schedule that I'm doing this every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, that's when I'm going to release these episodes. So
You're in
if we get these,
Central Time. Why are you saying Eastern? Or why are you using Eastern?
because a lot of people, when announcing stuff, they put Eastern. So
Probably because they live in Eastern. Like 90% of the country lives in Eastern for some reason. I don't
exactly.
know why.
So exactly. So that's that. It's 4 p.m. for us, but yeah.
Okay, fine. Whatever. I
So
get it.
if we can get an episode recorded before then, that's like my main plan. So
Yeah.
anytime
Which, I
during the
mean,
week.
we kind of waited until the night before again this time, but that was because I was working every single day this week, and after today, I am working every single day until next Thursday. So yeah, I'm doing a lot of work.
And we're all proud of you putting in that work.
I'm making cash money.
That cash money, baby.
I'm making the dough.
I think we gotta stop because we're just proving how cringe we are.
Yeah, we just gotta stop this channel. We can't do this. We're killing people. We are literally causing people to.
We're canceled forever.
we're canceling the show.
No, that's for me to say at the end when we're actually ending the episode.
You mean canceling? We're never coming back.
Never coming back, but that's for them to realize later.
We're never coming back until next week, but never.
No,
we're coming back next week, but we're never coming back.
We're not done with the podcast yet. Stop acting like we're at the end.
Premature ending.
Just like, oh no, my mouse cursor is hitting stop. No, just like
my mouse is moving itself across my desk autonomously to the leave button.
Okay. So for the next object, this is one I've been wanting to grab. My math notebook.
The only thing I can think of about math is how much I hate math.
Oh yeah, I hate math like so much. Like, I just imagine like having to like write all this for like college.
Yeah, I feel like I'm so glad that I don't have to take any more math. I only had to take one college level math class, and now it's calculus. Which, don't get me wrong, calculus was like really sucked, but at least it's over with, and now I don't ever have to do math again.
Let me go to a random page and let me just read it out because I think it'll be funny.
Like, what for context? What class is this?
Pre-calculus.
Okay, so basically, like, kind of like calculus.
Yeah. Section 4.1: Exponential functions. An
exponential functions. I hated those.
An exponential function has the form fx equals a to the power of x. The x is the variable in the exponent, and the a is the base and / constant. Graphing examples of exponential functions include all of this.
All of that.
Just all of this. I don't even know how
basically curved graphs. That's what exponential functions are.
Let me move to another page, see what else that says. I moved to
find derivatives.
I don't think we tackled derivatives yet.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Section 2.7: Combining functions. Look at ways to combine two given functions into one new function, starting with arithmetic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Addition. Example, given two functions, f of x equals x power of 2. Is anyone even paying attention anymore?
We're just reading. We're literally just
reading it as I go along.
I just yawned twice.
Imagine dealing with this for an hour and a half, twice a day, like twice a week. Just like
only twice a week? You got it good.
I mean, maybe, but still though.
I thought when you went to like a 4-year university college, you had classes every day.
I do, but it's different type of classes. Like,
okay.
On Monday,
so it's not like normal school.
No, it's not. It's college. But yeah,
I meant like. Okay. I'm dumb. Okay, we all know. We all know I'm an idiot. All right,
For
moving on.
those who don't know what idiot is, it's the person you're looking at right here.
I am a perfect example.
Textbook example.
Textbook, yes. I could be your how to be an
Matter of
idiot
fact, hold on.
textbook.
Let me pull out my Western Civilization textbook.
Yes, Western civilization.
Now this, I'm sure we can get some great entertaining content of me just reading this.
You see, these two people went, they found each other, and they killed each other.
Yeah,
that's a lot of what
that
Western
sums up a lot. Yeah, let me just go to a random page and let me just read a random section, see if it's anything.
We've graduated from picking random objects. Now we're going to random pages of random books.
Alright. Now, let's make a challenge of this. The challenge is try to stay invested for as long as you can. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Says the English historian Edward Gibbon. I knew you were going to do that immediately. I couldn't even contain myself.
You told me to stay invested. You should have known I was going to do the exact opposite.
Exactly. I knew it was happening, so that's why I was cracking up when starting to read it. Right.
It's story time, kids.
Since the English historian Edward Gibbon published the first volume of The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire in 1776, a year when Britain's own empire suffered a notable setback, more that has been written about the fall of Rome than on the passing of any civilization. This is, you know what I'm doing right now?
Reading.
You know when you're forced to read out a passage in class and like you're just
reading,
like the most unenthused voice, like okay, close.
That's what I do. That's what I do. In fact, I will get something to read out loud.
I just figured out the title of this podcast. Will and Steven read textbooks for an hour and a half.
A textbook reading episode. Wait, let me go find something to read.
Right. Let me read to the audience in the most unenthused voice ever. Occasionally, the Roman peace was broken.
So I have.
Roman legions put down a rebellion led by the Celtic.
I come back to hear Will sounding like he's dying on the inside.
Boudica, which ended in a massacre of indigenous tribes. Yeah, massacre, basically.
Yeah, but the way I read out loud, because I hate reading out loud, and I don't do it very well at all, so when I have to, it sounds terrible. I read in the most monotone, flat voice you have ever heard, and half the time I don't even put punctuation in, because I just don't care enough to do it. I mean, when I'm reading... The thing is, when I'm reading in my head, I read so quickly that I often don't even pause for punctuation. My brain just sees the punctuation. The thing is, like, my brain sees punctuation and tells me it's there, and it'll do like proper separation on its own, and I don't have to slow down at all. So when I'm reading out loud, I just kind of ignore it. Let's go to a random page. This is my World Geography Part 1 textbook from like 2 years ago. Winston Churchill and the Gallipoli campaign. Wow, this got controversial.
hold on, run that back.
Winston Churchill and the Gallipoli campaign. Don't ask me what that is because I do not remember.
How many? I can imagine like there's probably like 3 people on Earth who, when they're picked to read in class, they're like super enthused. Like
they're like, "Oh yeah, I get to read in class." Me, I'm just like.
In 1947, an extraordinary cache of ancient scrolls was discovered in Cape near Qumran. There's the Dead Sea. 11 has been found, and what text has been discovered?
If I really tried, I could read pretty enthusiastically and have like a proper narration and dictating voice. I just don't, because it's super hard for me to do that.
Yeah,
How
like,
I read out loud. Faith defines Armenia. The country was the first one in the world whose leader declared it to be a Christian nation. Tradition has it that the apostles Bartholomew and Thaddeus spread the gospel into the religion at the 1st century. Church historians credit Saint Gregory the Illuminator with converting King Tiberius III to Christian faith about 314 AD, whereupon the king declared Armenia to be a Christian nation. Today, about 93% of Armenians are members of the Armenian Apostolic Church, which is a branch of the Orthodox Church.
oh, keep going.
Okay. After Armenia became a Christian nation, rug weavers often included crosses and angels in their designs. A small percentage of Armenians are Catholics, and an even smaller number are Muslims. Language defines Armenia. Armenia is a part of the Indo-European language family, but it is distinct from other languages in significant ways. And
This is the rap god, the
oh yeah,
That's
that is what it sounds like.
Yeah. With Calvin's guidance, don't let government become a theocracy. No, I can't. But yeah, that's that. That was probably the dumbest
I like
thing
how
ever.
the specific section that I chose to read was basically like about Middle Eastern religions and stuff.
All right.
I just opened to a random page. Okay.
All right. Is there anything else? I have like a ton of books. Let's read some Naruto.
That's not reading again.
I'm reading once. How is it not reading?
Makes argument about it not being reading again.
Let me do like a dramatic anime type delivery, just like
You have to do the anime voice too.
What is a clan? What is a village? What is a shinobi? What am I? Found you! They're in the middle of a fight scene. It's like, how is this possible? Don't you get it? Your ridiculously juvenile jutsu can't hold me. Now, the perfect Susanoo, everyone who sees it dies! Or so they say. I'm almost embarrassed to have to do this again. I already used it once, but my interest has worn it. Oh. Yeah, sometimes when I read too fast, like, I stumble my words on. My interest has waned thanks to the interference. Perhaps I ought to go retrieve Ninetales instead. And then the old guy appears, is like, let us deal with this murderer. Swear we shall finish him off. So like to leave him to us. And some random chick is like, let's shoot Shikage. We cannot stop him. And then the old guy, we have to fight. We must stop him here. So
this entire episode is just going to be Will and Steven read. It's a repeat of the old episode 3. Remember?
Oh yeah, the
like
last episode where we just
the lost episode.
And then just read.
We literally just picked up like
episode.
the fourth Diary of a Wimpy Kid book, and we just like took turns reading it in front of the camera. It was the most boring content you've ever seen.
And now we're doing it again, believing we're being entertaining for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, did we ever really think we were entertaining in the first place?
I don't know.
It depends on what you qualify as entertaining, I guess.
Okay. So, how about we pick up one more object, and then we talk about that, and then once we're done, we'll finish the episode and the rest of the series, because as we all know, we're canceling and never coming back.
Yes. It's gotta be a 2-episode series, guys.
So,
we gotta make it extra special. It's gotta be something we can talk about for 6 minutes. I didn't break. Wow, you actually wash your clothes?
I mean, how else am I supposed to wear clothes?
I mean, you are in college, so
Yeah, if I keep wearing the clothes without washing them, I look like
okay.
a homeless.
See,
I
well,
look like I'm homeless.
that shows that you're a smart person. Because a lot of I've heard the stereotype is like a lot of college people just don't wash their clothes and they'll wear like the same clothes 5 times in a row.
It's not that they're dumb. It's not they're lazy. That's the thing.
I get that, yeah. At least you're not like that. I appreciate that.
Well,
Even though I'm not
well,
anywhere near you.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I am lazy, and sometimes like I will procrastinate a little bit, but like I will never like get to the point where I'm constantly recycling clothes from my laundry basket right here. Like
Oh
when
yeah.
it's get like super full and I'm running out of clean clothes, that's where I do it.
One more thing. What is college life really like? Because I might actually be going to college eventually.
All right, so here's what college life is like, and keep in mind this is my experience.
Yeah,
It's
I
not.
get that.
I'm a very what you call it. I'm introverted, quite introverted, so
I
this
am
is not
too,
going to be
honestly.
talking about the more outrageous and like party lifestyle of college because I simply don't partake in it. Like, it's not even that I don't want to; it's just I don't go on my way to do that. Like,
Yeah, I feel like I probably wouldn't either. Like if I were there, just because I'm not one to associate. Like I'm not one to go out and like find other people and do things. I just don't.
right, right. But basically, college life. An average day for me is like I wake up when the alarm clock I set for myself wakes up. I wake
The
up like
alarm
an hour.
clock wakes up. You just somehow, ever so coincidentally, happen to wake up at the same time as your alarm clock. Wow, what a
No,
coincidence!
my alarm clock has to wake itself up. So my alarm has to set an alarm, and that alarm has
Yeah.
to set an alarm. But not.
All the alarms have to set their own alarms.
But basically, my alarm wakes me up, and it's like an hour before. So I usually just lay back down for like 30 more minutes,
Wow.
and then I get up and I get dressed, and then I head out to my first class. That's another thing about me. I don't eat breakfast hardly ever.
That's surprising, honestly, for reasons that I'm not going to state directly.
I'm fat. I get it.
I wasn't gonna say it
So I had to say it for you because you didn't have the balls to say it yourself.
because I wanted because I'm a nice person. Okay.
Okay. So nice he'll make his producer, director, executive star, this entire thing wait for hours so he could watch some movie.
I was watching a movie, okay, and it ended up giving us like 2 seconds of content.
Okay, anyways. So I head out to my first class. I spend a lot of time during the class like paying attention. Sometimes. And like if it's a discussion, I'll take part in it. But if it's just like the professor just like talking and like just talking about stuff, then that's where I kind of like zone out a little bit.
If it was a discussion, I still probably wouldn't take part in it because I just don't communicate with people.
Yeah, that's basically my first class, and then I head back to my dorm, take out my backpack, use the restroom because I never used the restrooms in the halls, like
Probably a
the
smart move,
buildings
to
I
be
go
honest.
to for classes, because like the public bathrooms are always like not the greatest, but they could be worse, but still.
Are they as bad
Also,
as like public school? Are they as bad as like a typical high
a
school?
lot of times there's less people because there's like more bathrooms and there's like I don't know.
That makes sense, I guess. I feel like if there was like a lecture that was taking place in like one of those big lecture halls you see, I would be the one. I would be the guy to sit at like the very back and just not participate at all, and just record the entire thing, so I wouldn't have to pay attention, and then I would just go listen back to it later, or something.
You're not gonna do that. Stop that. You're not gonna do that.
Why?
As soon as you leave, you're gonna forget everything, and even if you record it, you're not gonna open it back up. I promise you.
How do you know that?
Because I fell under that trap thinking, oh, I'll just record it and listen it back. And then after I left, I didn't care anymore. I was already done with that class. If I have to learn what I need to know before a test, then I'll just like read up on it.
Well, that's what I would do too. I would just read up on it.
Like just recording a class like constantly, that's gonna fill up your space. Like you don't have infinite space on whatever.
Well, I mean, if you use your phone, yeah, but I mean, that's why you get something to like actually record with that's not your phone.
You're telling me you're gonna bring a camera in every day?
No, like you know, you could get like one of those little voice recorder things. Like I have, well, okay, I thought I had one. Maybe I don't.
But like I said, you're just straight up not gonna. Because if you think about it, it's just gonna play it back, and you're gonna be like, I'm not paying attention right now. Like, know what I mean?
Well, I pay attention better when I'm actually doing something. That sounds weird, but like I tend to actually pay attention and remember things like being explained to me better when I am actively doing an activity, like while I'm listening. I don't know what it is, what goes on in my brain that makes it that way, but that's just the way that I am.
I think what's happening there is like your brain is being stimulated by doing something, so your brain is more open to taking in knowledge. That's why YouTube channel like Optimus, they'll report news, but they'll have like a video game footage in the background that you can look at while hearing the news. That's how
I've seen those.
That's
like back in the I'm saying back in the day a lot. A couple years ago, when I was doing like a music appreciation class, because I have to have a fine arts credit to graduate, and I don't like fine arts at all. So I was doing music appreciation, which is basically just a history of like famous composers and their music and stuff. So a lot of the content for that class was in the form of like a CD that I would put into like a CD player and just listen to. And since it was listening and not reading, I would play that and listen to it while I was doing something like playing Minecraft or something while listening to it in the background. And it actually helped me remember it better.
That's what I do all the time. Every time I play Minecraft or every time I play anything, I always pop some music in, and I just listen to that.
Yeah.
So basically, like I was saying, with college life, after the first class, I head back to my dorm and I rest for a little bit, and then lunch, I walk up to the cafeteria and I eat food. You know, lots of
you eat food? No way.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah.
imagine for those of you who don't know, humans need food to survive.
You better stop. You better stop. Okay. So after I eat, I head back to my room, where for a little bit I'll like rest for a little bit, and then I head to my next class. And you know, after that, I head back to my room and I rest for a little bit, and then on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I have to spend my afternoon going to football practice and film the practice. Like we get handed a schedule, and there's like sections of the schedule that you have to record with the camera. I go up in the press box that's way up.
Oh, you get to go in the press box.
Yeah. It's a very nice view of the whole field.
Yeah, they have to have a nice view to be able to tell what's going on.
Yeah, obviously. And the room is like, well air conditioned, which is much better than the other cameramen who have to go up to underneath the. You know how stadiums will have like a electric board?
Yeah.
Like show the scores.
Yeah.
There's like a little box like underneath that you can stand under. That's where they go to, and they like spend outside out there. And then I film, and that usually takes like an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. Actually, no, it would never take 2 hours.
Also, random, unrelated question, but you were on the topic of football practice. I'm just curious. Jacksonville State is like a university college, so does their football team like a college team? Do they play like other college teams in the nation?
No, they play high school teams. Yeah, of course they play college teams. Of course they play college teams.
But I mean, do they play like but like well-known college teams, like Alabama, for example? Like maybe not Alabama specifically, but do they play those kinds of teams?
I'd say once or twice, yeah, but like mostly you play lesser known colleges.
Okay, that makes sense. I guess I was just wondering because like I know it is a university college, so I was just wondering
The
if
way
they
you
play
phrase
like...
that, it's just like, do they play college teams? Like,
No, they play NFL teams, obviously.
but yeah. And then on Saturday, whenever it's a home game, that's when I spend my entire day filming that. And then, well, no. On Saturday, there's only a couple of film cameramen that are really needed, and the rest of the film crew basically just takes the SD cards
Takes the L. I thought you were about to say takes the L.
No. The cameramen go up to their positions. They have several SD cards, and after each quarter, they drop an SD card from wherever they are, catch it. They put the SD cards in tennis balls.
That's your system. Ball. You just drop the SD cards off of the thing.
Off of buildings, yeah. There's like a building right.
That's honestly sounds like a weird system to have. It's like, oh yeah, we just drop our SD cards.
The SD card goes into the tennis ball that you cut open. You put it into the tennis ball. Then
yeah, I get. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess. But still, it seems like a weird system. It's like other than just.
I mean, it works. It works better than having to go up there, grab it from him, and then walk all the way back down, and then all the way to the office, which is right on the other side of the field in my case.
Do you just walk across the field like while they're playing?
No, I walk around the field.
Do you just literally just like walk down the 50-yard line in the middle of a game?
Everyone, stop! I have to walk through. I have to either get this SD card back to the office. Everyone, just hold on for a second. See, that's what happens during commercial breaks. A lot of people don't tell you, but during commercial breaks, that's when Will is walking through.
Yeah. When they say TV timeout, they really mean for Will to walk across the field.
Yes.
It's not the guy dressed in white that comes out. It's just Will.
Yes.
So wait, another question. This is like back from when I was asking if your team plays college teams, but
no, they play middle school teams.
Do the games like get like aired on TV? Like, yes. College football is a big TV thing. So
a lot of times they do get on TV.
Okay, that's cool. I kind of honestly like want to go look it up now and watch their games.
Well, this Saturday we have a home game, and if they have a field goal on a particular side where it faces the building instead of the stands, you might see me like at the bottom, so like looking up, just being like, because that's what I do.
You stand like under where the goalpost is.
Yeah, around there. Well, and because the cameraman is up on the building, right there, getting like a.
So are you like when you're filming a game? Are you holding like one of those big shoulder cams?
No, I'm not. I'm not filming the game. I'm running the SD cards during the games.
That's your job.
I'm a freshman. You really think they're gonna let me film the game?
Well, I mean, you are like trying to get a filming degree, so.
Well, okay, first off, this filming thing for the purpose is going to do nothing to help for my film major. The only thing that's going to help me with is earn scholarship money.
Okay, that's fair, I guess.
But the thing is, it's like
no, it doesn't seem like.
I'm the only freshman in the team. Everyone else is like sophomores, juniors, whatever. So. Steven? Yeah. You bet?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, like I was saying, so that's what I do during the afternoons. of those particular days. I get Monday off, so Monday's ironically one of my favorite days of the week for this semester because it's when there's no practice that we gotta film. I get the entire afternoon to myself. And Fridays, they don't really practice. They just kind of, like, I don't know. And then
They just do
Saturdays, when
other
the games happen.
non-practice things.
Basically. And then Sunday, depending on how well the team does, sometimes they practice, sometimes they don't. Sometimes the coach gives them an off day, sometimes they make them practice, you know? It's a gamble. And it's usually correlated to when they win and when they lose. Is when you know, okay, we're going to get an off day, or we're going to have to come in on Sunday afternoon. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, after that, I go to the cafeteria, eat dinner, and then I head back to my room. Or sometimes I head to the library to do homework, and then after that, I sit in bed and I watch YouTube videos until I fall asleep. That's basically a day in the life of college for me. One thing I could do, one thing I tried doing back in high school is I have a day where I just film myself for the entire day. And I go home and watch it back. So I could do that. I'm probably not going to post it, but it'll be like a cool
just a day in the
time
life
capsule.
of Will's college life.
Yeah. I have one for when I was back in high school, so I could do one for when I'm in college. I could do that tomorrow, probably.
I mean, if you want
Who
to,
knows?
then I'm not gonna make you. Or I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna,
it's going to be pretty much for me and me myself, because I'm probably not going to post it. It's just going to be like, and I probably don't even have enough storage to begin with, so probably not.
if you did, for those of you who don't know, Will's storage is almost always full.
Okay, so that's all I needed to say. We're going to cancel the show because Steven won't shut up about, did you know that so-so is this?
For those of you who don't know, we're canceling the show.
Bye, everyone. We'll see you next Friday. JK, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
I've already exposed the joke at this point.
Yeah, this is like this. You basically said at the beginning, yeah, this is gonna be a recurring thing.
Yeah. So with that said, how do you do?